What's good, everybody? Welcome to What a Feeling. And today we are going to be switching up the vibe a little bit. And so, what we're going to do is we are going to pick a lyric, and each episode we're going to pick a lyric, and then we're going to formulate questions about that lyric and kind of dive a little bit deeper about that said lyric. And kind of it could be about um and then if you want we can talk about what that lyric means to us, but also we just kind of want to dive deeper into that one lyric that could be or that is in a song um that just kind of connects a little more to us or that we just think is interesting. So the first lyric, I guess it'll make more sense as we get into this all.
Mm-hmm.
um but Uh, Once again, what's up? My name is Max. This is Madison.
Hello.
Hello. And yeah, you are now listening to What a Feeling. Sorry about that little weird intro there. It was kind of a little awkward, a little bit, I don't really know how to
It's
say it.
1:14 in the morning, so
Wow.
it's fine.
That is crazy. That's all of our, angel numbers and
That's my
stuff.
angel number.
Not angel numbers, but whatever it is.
OSC 114.
What would you call it? What are those called?
Angel numbers?
Yeah,
Code
angel
opinion
numbers. It
number.
is an angel number.
And 444?
Um, Anyways, so the first lyric that you chose was
Mm-hmm.
"The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off."
Mm-hmm.
And that's super true.
I love that
That
song.
is from Lemon, or the song title's Lemon,
Mm-hmm.
and it's from Nerd.
Yeah, it's like Pharrell and Rihanna.
Okay.
I
So
don't know who Nerd is,
shout out.
but
But we formulated some questions about that lyric, and we just want to kind of ask back and forth. Feel free to also answer them in the comments below. Um,
comment's a lyric.
yeah, comment a lyric as well that you
What on YouTube?
want us to do or that feels that you connects extra with you. We want to know because we want to kind of build a fun little community around this because we really love music, and I know for a fact there's a bajillion other people that love music as well. And so, yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
first question is, what was a truth in your life that set you free, but only after it hurt like hell?
Mm, maybe that like you can't like love people into changing. Like even like friends and family, like
Yeah.
you can try as hard as you
Yeah,
want,
yeah,
but sometimes it just won't work. Like as hard as you try, and it sucks. But
yeah.
sometimes it's just not meant to work. Some
Yeah.
people, I don't know.
100%. I
Yeah,
understand.
I guess does that make sense?
Yeah, it
Okay,
makes sense.
what's yours?
You said, what's mine?
Mm-hmm.
Good question. That entire time as you were speaking, I was too focused listening on what you were saying to even think. Usually, you kind of think about what you're saying in your head
No.
as that other person's talking, but not me. Not this time, I'm trying to be a better listener.
Wow.
Swag. But so now I have to kind of think about this. Um Once again, the question is, what was a truth in your life that set you free, but only after it hurt like hell? What was a truth in your life that set you free? Sorry, I just like, you ever sit down on your like leg or whatever, and then like your knee gives out? Like you sit down on a
Mm,
weird pose or something. It's, I don't know.
not
Anyways, I
specifically.
would say my truth that set me free, but it hurt like hell was to not, how do I put this into words? It's about like insecurity, right? Because I was a pretty insecure and anxious person, and I still am, but going through like high school and stuff like that and having to present to the class and do like public speaking and stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
hurt like hell. I hated that. It
Me
was
too.
terrible.
That was yeah.
Now I don't mind it. I don't think I mind it as much when I've done
I
it
still don't like
a
that.
very few handful of times
Nope.
since school, but I think a lot of that has to do with my job and speaking and sales and stuff like that. Kind of helped me grow in that. Um, but I had to grow through all that. And so it took time for me to grow into
Mm-hmm.
that role of being a little bit better at speaking, especially in front of people. And as you're listening to this, I'm not speaking very well at all. So it's weird for me to say that's one of my
But you're
strong suits right
speaking.
now. But, you know, we're on the couch, we're chilling. Doesn't really matter.
It's okay.
It's okay. Um, let's
Dude.
see. How do you tell the truth to people you love, even though it might hurt?
Whew. I think you just have to think either you tell them the truth now and it'll hurt a little, or you don't tell them the truth and it'll hurt them a lot in the end.
Wow, that's deep.
So either suck it up and tell them, and it's gonna suck to be like the messenger, and it's gonna hurt, and maybe they won't even listen, but at least you can say you tried, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just kind of thinking about like, if you don't tell them, it matters what it is, right? But if you don't tell them right away, if you don't nip it in the butt, my God, it's gonna snowball for years or months or whatever it is. But
Right.
then it's gonna, like what you said, it's gonna hurt way more when you actually do bring it up, and it's gonna be way worse because it snowballed for that long, and there was so much snow compacted into that ball over time, if you know what
Yeah,
I'm
right.
saying. Um,
I don't know.
did I cut you off, or do you have something else you want
No,
to keep
no,
going
you
with
were
that?
good.
Um,
It was
how do you tell the truth to people
good.
you love, even though it might hurt? I think you got to do it compassionately. You got to be,
hmm
but at the end of the day, too, you got to be open-ended on your part because you, like, we can talk, or like, not we, but like, you can talk, right? And you just being vocal and just saying blah, 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 blah. But if you're just blah, 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 and not hearing what the other person's saying, there's a difference because you're just blah, 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 blah,
hmm
but not actually hearing that second or what that other person has to say. And it could be, say, someone in the family or someone in your relationship or something like that. And you're not really putting yourself, or whoever it is, isn't really putting themselves in that other person's shoes and seeing like their vision as well. So you just have to like make sure you're listening to make sure you're still like seeing both sides of the story. And if both sides, and if you are, and then both sides of the story are out there, and then you pick your side, you make that like mental checklist of kind of pros and cons of, okay, is it worth bringing this up to the other person?
Both sides of the story, is in your side and their side, or like.
Like your side and then also their side, just to like kind of see
Hmm.
slightly where they're coming from potentially.
I do agree with that, but I also don't know if that should totally affect the outcome
No.
because I think, regardless if someone had bad intentions or not, you felt the way you felt,
Mm-hmm.
period.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know. You deal
Uh-huh.
with that first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would definitely put that first,
Yeah.
100%. But also just,
I get
I
it
would
though,
put it
like
at like a
to
sliver.
like understand it better
Yeah,
also.
to
See it from their
understand it.
side. Yeah.
Because in the end, to then go through that grief overall after it happens, months down the line or years down the line, days down the line, you'll have to end up knowing, you'll have to end up knowing their side of the story a little bit to kind of see where they were coming from. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah.
To see why they did what they did to make you feel the way you feel.
Sometimes you do and
It
sometimes you
helps with,
don't though.
yeah. But I'm just saying it kind of helps with the grieving process in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would just say make a pros and cons list before you do anything, just to see, just to make sure it's worth time, and and if the pros outweigh the cons, kick them out your life, or it doesn't need to be kicked out your life, but um, just at least burn it up and just, I don't know. Just
Mhm.
make sure at the end of the day, don't live with grudges because it's not worth it.
I agree.
There's too much a grudge. If you hold grudges, God, I'm trying to think of something really smart to say right now.
Hold a grudge for as long as you need to, I think, honestly. But I think one day you will realize it's not like you don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
And you'll see once, I don't know, one day maybe something will happen to you that makes you realize or like see their side differently.
Mhm.
It's like kind of related. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, shall we dive into the next question? All
Mm-hmm.
right. Sorry. I just like lip smacked. What's something someone told you that pissed you off at first, but ended up changing your life?
Well, it I wouldn't say it pissed me off, but it was kind of like what the hell, I guess. Like
What the helly?
it was more like it didn't make me mad. It was more like just what.
Mhm.
Anyway, um, a couple months ago, my manager sat me down and he told me randomly, like for 15 minutes, he said, I need to let go of like my fears and fear. And I was just like, what are you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis?
I have no fears. What are you talking about? Because I don't know, you just like unconsciously, you don't realize the things.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so I went away from that. I was like, what in the hell was that? What was he talking about? It felt kind of like crazy, like the universe sent him or something to tell me that.
Mhm.
But then I like unconsciously started doing things that I didn't do before out of fear, and I was like, oh, I kind of was living in fear, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I guess that changed a lot actually recently. I started posting more and saying things I was scared to say, and it's like I don't know. Stop saying sorry for things I don't mean as much
Mhm.
because they don't know. What do I have to be
You
afraid of?
stop living in fear,
You
but you
think
weren't
I've
even in
lived?
fear.
I also I don't think I lived in fear of things. I think I
No.
lived in fear of like losing things. So
Subconsciously.
I would act a certain way to like keep things a certain way.
Yeah.
That's the kind of like fear, I guess.
Hmm.
Yeah. About you? I love my manager, by the way. Like, that didn't piss me off. I was just
Yeah.
changed. Yeah.
Yeah, change the perspective a little bit. Mine would be once again the question is what's something someone told you that pissed you off at first, but ended up changing your life. And I might have talked about it before. We've done so many podcasts, and half of them aren't even out there because of technical difficulties. So I don't even know what's on the internet and what's not anymore. Um, but I would say at first it really pissed me off, and it still does to this day because part of it is kind of out of line, but it has to also do with work. And one of or a couple of my managers and stuff talked about how my attitude kind of I have attitude issues or like you know I have
Hmm.
attitude concerns basically, which is kind of funny.
I remember how pissed you were
I
when
was
they
so
told you.
pissed. I wanted to like
I remember your attitude. I'm just
yeah,
kidding.
no, but like you're funny. I was so mad though. Um,
Yeah.
but anywho, where am I going with this? Okay, so they told me that, and I was so pissed. And I was like, okay, whatever, right? I'm just gonna keep working.
Mm-hmm.
But then I
Hmm.
worked for a long time, and then I had like a awakening or whatever. I don't know, someday it just smacked me in the head,
Oh.
and it realized that like not that I was like an energy vampire, but like the way I present myself has a big impact on others. And so it just hit me all of a sudden and I was like, dang, they kind of were right. Like in a way, like my attitude kind of could bring the team down a little bit on some days, but then at the end of the day too, it's like my attitude's I'm mad at work because like it stinks. Literally. Oh my God, I work. I ain't gonna lie. We have like something going on right now and some like sewer either I don't know, some vent something's going on and holy shit, literally so stanky.
That's
It
disgusting.
smells so bad.
I don't want to hear anymore
Yeah,
about that.
but that's what I'm dealing with.
I wouldn't go to work
I might come
these
home and
days.
stream, so it's cool.
Okay.
Okay, swag. Should we do another one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think people are afraid of truth or just the way it's delivered?
I think they're afraid of truth because I think you could deliver it in the nicest way possible and it would still just like maybe rub them the wrong way.
Yeah,
Got me included. Like you could be the nicest person and say it the nicest way, and I think it would still just rub me the wrong way.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, the question is, do you think people are afraid of the truth or just the way it's delivered? I would say when I'm the person delivering the truth, I'm 100% more worried about how it's delivered than the truth.
Yeah.
Because holy, I hate sometimes telling people the truth. Like,
Oh yeah, I'll be the same. I'll sound really nice, but I'm just saying. I think.
but also, I feel like people are way more afraid of the truth. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people procrastinate the truth all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
It's hard
Every
to
day.
say and hear.
Uh-huh. I do it too, though. Like, I'm not saying I'm a perfect person, but like a prime example is
It's
people.
because it's just uncomfortable.
Yeah, like a prime example is people that are listening to this podcast right now instead of doing homework.
Homework.
But like, keep listening. I don't like listen again. Keep replaying it. Actually, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a quick PSA. Sorry if the mics were a little bit goofy for a little bit. It's funny because we were talking about technical
But I post
difficulties,
this anyway.
but we're gonna post it anyways. It should be fine. I'm gonna try to fix it in post editing, and if it's not, I'm sorry if it echoed a little bit, but it should be okay. Y'all are just gonna have to deal with it.
We'll fix it.
We'll fix it in episode 2.
Or
So
we'll just do audio only and I'll sit all the way across the room.
we just need an audio engineer to come here and just set up
Okay,
everything.
well, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna be possible. How long have we been going for?
Good night, New York.
29 minutes.
It's fine.
Just keep going.
Do you want another one and get off?
Should we do another question?
I can, but are you tired?
No, we can keep going. We'll do another question.
Okay.
Have you ever been set free from a relationship at seeing the truth?
Yes. I thought that I owed it to my family, I guess, like, or just people in my family to like stay close with them. But I realized that I wasn't happy and it wasn't getting any better, and that was the truth. And so I owed it to myself to leave, not stay, even though that's not usually how things go.
Yeah.
So I guess yeah.
That's a good answer. Even though it was kind of sad. It's a good
You can do
answer.
another question too if you want.
Yeah, because I don't really have an answer for that one, honestly.
Yeah, and then you can answer
myself.
another one.
What lies did you tell yourself to stay comfortable? I would say, I don't know, it wasn't really a lie, but like for such a long time, I was so like dissociated for like.
Me
I
too.
was in just like work
Way too
mode,
long.
just like grind mode, just like I don't even know. I felt like a working ant, like a worker's ant.
For real. My lie was that I liked work. I didn't mind work, but I did not like work. And nobody likes having to fake be nice to people who are being media over hours. It just sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. It sucks.
I like my job out of any other job I'd have to choose from. I will say, like, I appreciate that, but it's never nice having to like fake smiles, especially on days that suck and like
No, and I
you
know.
deal with the worst people.
Yeah, I know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I just hate it. What's up, Shorty?
But yeah,
You got an answer?
he better not jump up there. It's not funny.
Shorty, if you jump up on the curtain right now, I'm gonna freaking beat you up. Just kidding. Shorty, good boy. Big ol' yawn.
Are we getting off?
Yeah, we can.
What do you want to do? What are we doing?
I don't know. I was thinking of an answer.
For which one?
For what lies did you tell yourself to stay comfortable?
Didn't you give one
I think I did.
about working?
Yeah, but like, there's probably something else I could say, but I think it's probably just the working thing. But okay, I could stitch the other podcast we did too into this.
No, yeah, it was fine. It was long.
But
Good
all right,
night, New York.
y'all. Peace out, y'all. Hopefully, y'all enjoyed this new little segment. Once again, sorry for the audio difficulties, but we'll fix it. Episode 2, aka we already did fix it, so it's all good. Okay, bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.